Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Zombieland Saga Episode 6. It's actually sad to believe we're halfway through the show, damn. But yeah, this is the first episode. I love this one, but I'm just going to jump straight into talking about it. This is the first episode that we didn't start out with Tatsumi's, well, other than the premiere, that we didn't start out with Tatsumi's little thing at the beginning where he gives them all the pep talk that leads into whatever they're doing that episode. Instead, we start out at Sagazine, which is where the guy works for. I forgot his name, but the guy that wanted to look into Franshushu and the girls there. There's the one guy who's like, there's no social media for them, which is disappointing, even in real life. Because if they had done social media for them, and they had done like actual real accounts in real life, sort of like, I don't even know if they were official or if they're just fans that took on the persona, like they did for, what am I thinking, Asobi Asobase last season, which was great. I loved all the Twitter accounts for Asobi Asobase last time. So if they would have done that again for Zombieland Saga, it would have been great. And I love when there's this mixed marketing approach for anime. Like, I love Joshin Channel. Any of you on Discord know I am a huge fan of Joshin Channel from Joshin Gen Dropkick, their YouTube channel. I love it so much. So, yeah, I feel like the mixed media approach works really well for anime when they can bring social media into things. So it's kind of disappointed. Maybe we'll get to see it by the end. But a month and a half has passed. I wasn't expecting that big time jump either. Then we have Ai and Junko are going to be the leading roles in their next performance. So, of course, we're going to get a bunch of development for both of them. Sakura is still remembering things about Ai. And we have there's so many good gags throughout the next sort of area of the episode where we have Tatsumi in the bath with his sunglasses. That I just thought him wearing the sunglasses in the bath was hilarious, but he's out of shampoo, so Tai keeps bringing him stuff like laundry detergent, and it was so good. And of course, we had more cute moments with Romero like we had last episode that we really didn't have too much before that. So the girls are using the computer at night in secret while he's taking a bath. And Ai has been doing it. She's been sneaking to the computer and stuff. And I like how we got into a lot more this episode, like a ton more. We kept getting into the differences between the times and eras that they're from. And even the ones from like just 10 years ago, like Ai and Sakura, what they've missed since then. So I love that we're getting into that kind of stuff, because that's the kind of stuff that really intrigues me about this series. But they look up the Saga Rock Festival, and Ice Group is going to be appearing in it. And of course, you know, we're going to have the cast go there. So I was thinking, oh, that's going to be this episode, but no, it's going to be next episode either way. So during all that, we had those funny Tai and Tatsumi bits. Before we go into the next sequence, which is where we start off with our Tatsumi scene, and he's doing a kabuki intro this time. So they're going to be doing a photo op, and this is where some kind of weird conflict came in, but either way, when they're talking about going to do the photo op, just at the beginning when they're still in that scene with Tatsumi, there's a lot of discussion back and forth where they're talking about cameras and things like that. And again, it's the stuff I like, where they're talking about what their past is and stuff. Even if they're not directly getting into it, I find that stuff so intriguing. And I like that they're just slowly letting it out bit by bit. But during the photo op, there's a huge Junko fail that ruins it for all of them. And it's one of those things where I don't get where Junko's coming from that much. I get that she thinks, you know, there's this difference, there's this divide between idols and their fans, but not even being an outdated thing, it just seems like kind of a rude thing. Like, there were just fans and kids and stuff that wanted to see them, and if I had been there, I would think that Junko's a complete jerk. So yeah, I'm totally and completely on Team Ai with this. I just don't see eye to eye with Junko's way of being like, no, fans should be totally separated from us. I don't see that at all, because it's not like it was like fans stalking them and hounding them down or stopping them on the street or anything. It was literally a photo op. So yeah, I'm completely and totally on Team Ai with this one. So it is a little bit of a weird conflict, I'll say. But we find out, has used the computer to look up stuff about her passing and the memorial stuff and her legend and all of that. I love the OST they use when they have their big blow up and Junko runs out and we have Junko walking on the beach. They've used it at least twice before. It was used in that really good scene with Saki and Sakura. I love that OST track. So then we learn about Junko's death as she talks to Sakura, and how did Sakura, I don't remember, she jumped in the water, but I don't remember her losing her zombie makeup after that, but I would assume she did, or else that's kind of like a conflict, I don't know. Either way, but we learn about Junko's death in an airplane crash, and of course we learn about Ai, who's afraid of a storm and gets taken to shelter and comforted by Saki. We learn about her death as well, being struck by lightning, and it makes sense now how the two of them are just cobbled together in like really messed up zombies. So yeah, we learned a lot, and I think it was D-Man actually in the Discord that actually brought up a good point after watching this. So like, Tatsumi really had to have done a lot of work to have collected all the parts and bits from the airplane wreckage or whatever to put Junko back together to begin with. But either way, Ai's big character development, and what makes me like her even more as a character, she's back to being one of my absolute favorites, both because I took her side in this little conflict, and because her entire development here is that she doesn't want to just be history. She doesn't just want to be this person who died up on stage and went into being an idol legend. She wants to get up there and live and perform. So I love that about her character. I love seeing that kind of character purpose for them. So they all find out that they're going to Saga Rock, and we see that the title of the next episode is Zombieland Saga, so I'm expecting it to be so good. It's really going to get into that emotional stuff that I like. So this episode I thought was so good. I loved it personally. I don't think it's the best episode, probably, but I loved it personally. Like I said, I love the stuff getting into the character work and getting into their past. I love, too, how Saki has really kind of become a secondary main character. Like, Sakura is totally the main character of the 7 main characters, and when we first saw the performance of Ai on the screen and then her meeting up with Ai again after death, I figured that Ai would be a secondary main character, but rather, Saki has pushed forward a lot of the storylines, and here, while we have some information being given to Sakura, we also have information being given to Saki. So I like how she has become this secondary main character. I really like that a lot, because I wasn't expecting it at all. I also love how much Lily has grown on me. Lily has been really entertaining most episodes, and I've thought that most of her scenes and lines were good, and I wasn't expecting to care much about Lily either, when it comes to the 7 of them at least, but I really like Lily now. So yeah, I love how, I love all of that, and if there is one negative, I guess, is that the conflict this episode is a little bit contrived, because like I said, it just seems like not only anachronistic, but also rude of Junko to behave that way towards fans. So yeah, I find the conflict a little bit contrived. It seems a little bit forced. But they'll figure it out, and we'll have a new conflict next episode where it's obvious it's going to storm, and Ai is going to be like, she's going to feel nervous and scared and not want to perform up on stage during the storm. And she's going to have to get over the thing that killed her. And oh my god, I just thought I could totally see them having lightning strike her while she's out there, but she's a zombie, so it's perfectly fine. And like, lightning's gonna strike her up front just like it did when she died, and all the fans are gonna be like, oh my god. And then she's going to keep singing or something, and the fans are going to go absolutely nuts. Ah, man, I hate that I see them doing that. I hate that I picture that happening now, and I could totally see them doing that next week. So I guess that's a prediction out already. But I'm going to give this 9.5 legendary idols out of 10. Because I loved it. It did have that little bit of a kind of problem, but it might have only been a problem for me. Other people might not have really cared. And in addition to that, yeah, I guess that's really it. That was the only bad thing, and there were so many things that I personally loved, like getting into their characters and pasts and all that. But that's it. I'll keep this short as I can. I think we're going on 10 minutes. Because I don't think there's anything left to ramble on about, really. So if you did like the video, comment down there, and Tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Zombieland Saga. Tons of other things on the channel when it comes to comics, light novels, manga, anime, tons of things. So sub for any of that, and follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. And I mentioned the Discord before. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask for it. It's free and open for anyone, and we just talk about whatever there. Anime, manga, light novels, whatever. And the Zombieland Saga section or channel of the Discord server is usually pretty active. So yeah, if you want a link to the Discord server, it's open for anyone. So just ask and I can give you a link. But that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.